My God, what have I done? Yep, I bought this watch. The titanium Omega Ploprof. The Omega Ploprof is an unusual watch with an interesting history. I covered that history in this video about 2 steel Ploprof references. If you want to learn about the Ploprof's origin story or the specifics of the steel references, check out that video. There's a link in the description. So for this short video, I want to talk about why I, or anyone, would buy a watch this outlandish. I've always admired the Ploprof. Like so many popular modern watches, the Ploprof was originally built for a purpose. In this case, saturation diving. And so its design is largely about function over form. Back in 1970, when the first Ploprof reference was released, the massive, chunky case served one primary purpose: to prevent helium from getting into the case to avoid damage on decompression. The thinking was, helium can't cause damage on the way out of the watch if it can't get into the watch to begin with. What interests me about this solution is that Omega was kind of solving the wrong problem. The goal of the large Ploprof case was to prevent ingress of helium when the actual problem was egress of the helium. Rolex got this right when they put in a helium escape valve on the first Sea Dweller. Let the helium come in if it can get out safely. So to me, the Ploprof is a reminder to take your time and make sure you're solving the right problem. It's only then that you'll be able to design the right solution. To my eyes, the Ploprof looks badass. There's nothing quite like it. Other large dive watches from Panerai, Rolex, Seiko, and even others from Omega don't have anything close to the uniqueness of the Ploprof design. You can spot this watch from across the room and never doubt what it is. The same isn't true for nearly any other watch I'd wear. Despite the Ploprof being 16mm thick and about 12 kilometers wide, it's only about 48mm long from top to bottom. That's only a millimeter longer than most Rolex sport watches. You might never guess it, but this watch actually is wearable on small wrists. Like even the 5.5-inch wrist of my darling wife, who actually encouraged me to buy this watch. So the dimensions are wearable, but what really makes this Ploprof pleasant on the wrist is the weight. In 2009, Omega released the first modern Ploprofs, the one I did another video about. They had the same dimensions as this watch, but they were made of steel. As a result, they weighed almost 300 grams, and so were considered lethal weapons in 12 states. In 2015, Omega wisely replaced the steel references with titanium references like this one that I bought. With its full bracelet, this Ploprof weighs only about 145 grams, which is actually lighter than an Omega Seamaster 300. The switch to titanium was the primary update that allowed me to buy this Ploprof, but there were 2 other changes that really helped seal the deal. The titanium Ploprof references are the only versions that have no date and have a display back. Dates on watches are certainly useful, and I know that many watch buyers prefer to have a date complication on their daily watches. But this Ploprof ain't no daily watch, so I think that a date is unnecessary here. And of course, eschewing a date window gives perfect symmetry to the dial. The display back might be as controversial as the date display. For me, someone who loves watches because of their engineering, I always prefer to see the movement. And don't give me that shit about how it reduces water resistance. This is a 1200 meter water resistant watch with a sapphire back. If this watch can have it, so can a watch that you take swimming in the pool. The movement on display is the caliber 8912. Architecturally, it's the same as the coaxial 8500 caliber, with 2 notable differences. First, the 8912 is made of exclusively anti-magnetic components. And second, the 8912 is certified by the Swiss Institute for Metrology, known as METAS. That means that this movement is certified as having a maximum deviation of -0 to +5 seconds a day. Since I've had this watch, I've seen about a half-second increase per day, and that's about as good as a standard quartz watch, which is to say, pretty damned impressive. The Ploprof comes with several lengths of its titanium shark mesh bracelet, and also comes with a black rubber strap. Both the bracelet and the rubber strap attach to this behemoth of a buckle. The buckle, which is also made of titanium, has a full diver extension and a micro adjustment system via a button on the inside of the clasp. Many Omega owners will be familiar with this system. I dig it. I've also been wearing the Ploprof on a couple of Barton Band Elite silicone straps, both of which match the Ploprof's orange accents. I've also put the watch on leather and am totally into it. I've been pleasantly surprised by the strap versatility of the Ploprof. As I said in my other Ploprof video, this watch isn't for everyone or even most people. It's not intended to be anyone's only watch, or their second or third. It's not versatile or elegant. It's not subtle or beautiful, or maybe it is. Maybe there's a beauty in history or a story or something that's so overbuilt and so over-engineered. The Ploprof is a watch that necessitates confidence in its wearer, and if not confidence, then a total lack of self-awareness. As for myself, I'm not sure which is the case, but I'm sure I like this watch.